So let us use board mass. And then first tuko na numerator na denominator, so tunaandika num. In the num tunaanza na off, so the off is 2 over 3 times this is 8 plus 1, that is 9 over 4. So this 1, this here 1, here 1, here 3, so we have 3 over 2. So now we have this times this is 5, 9. So we have 9 over 5 divided by the answer we have gotten here, 3 over 2 minus 3 over 10. The next is division, because after bracket, after off, it is division. Division tunafanya nini? The 9 over 5, we change this sign times and then the reciprocal 2 over 3. Tukichange hii sign tunaweka multiplication hii reciprocal, yani tunaweka 3 over 2 inakuwa 2 over 3. Hii inaenda mara moja, mara hapo 3. So we will have 6 this times this, 6 over 5. Now we have the last part, that is the answer 6 over 5 minus 3 over 10. So find the LCM. 10 here is 12 minus 3. And the answer is 9 over 10. So tumemaliza na numerator. Mpaka hapo umepata max yako. Unaandika denominator. Kwa denominator tuko na 5, so tunaanza na multiplication, that is 22 over 39 times this is 11, 13 over 11. So 11 once, 11 here twice, 13 once, here thrice. So we have 2 over 3. And then finally, now we have 5 over 6, this one, plus the answer that we obtain here, which is 2 over 5. 2 over 5. 2 over 3. Here the mistake as more avoid 2 over 3. And this one will repeat. Find the LCM. 6, 5. Inaenda pa mara ngapi? Mara mbili, that is 4. So we will have 9 over 6. 3, 2, 3, 3. So we will have 3 over 2. Now finally, in the denominator, now we have the numerator divided by the denominator. Our numerator is 9 over 10 divided by our denominator, which is 3 over 2, which is the same as 9 over 10 times the reciprocal, which is 2 over 3. This once, here 3's. This once, here 5. And the final answer is 3 over 5. You get your 4 marks like that. Two bells ring at intervals of 35 and 42 minutes respectively. The bells ring together at 8:48 a.m. Determine the time when the bells will ring together. Ukisikia hivyo bells are ringing, the first thing which will come into your mind is the LCM. You find the LCM of the two bells. So we start with the least multiple number, which is 2. Yeah, iende hapa, tunaenda 21. Sasa 2 tena iende hapa, so tumemaliza hii, tunakuja 3 iende hapa, tapaki 35, lakini inaenda hapa 7 times. The next number is 5. 5 inaenda hapa, iende huku, so 5. Hapa ni 7. And then 7, 1, 1. Now we have 7. We have 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. This one gives us 210 minutes. But 210 minutes is the same as 3 hours, 30 minutes. Yes. So if the bear rang together at this, what will be the time they will ring again? So if they ring together at 8:48, they will ring together after 3 hours and 30 minutes. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus this is 70. So we will have 78. 78 is 1 hour, 18 minutes. So we carry 1 hour. So we write 1 and carry a whole hour. 8 plus this is 11. 11 plus 1 hour we carried, it is 12. So they will ring together 12 p.m. Complete the figure below to show a rotational symmetry of order 3 about origin or about O. So first, kitu lazima utafute ni angle of rotation of the rotation symmetry. An angle of a rotation symmetry is equal to 360 divided by the order. So divided by the order. So our order is order 3. So that one is 360 divided by 3. And our angle of rotation is going to be 120. So we are rotating this object at an angle of 120. Kwa hivyo from there, unaweka your protractor like this. So 120 from there. 120 from there. 120 here. There you draw so you measure the distance of the object from here up to here, because that distance must be the same here. This distance up to here must be the same distance here. And then you draw this. So you draw that. Again, you draw another one because there are 3 of them, 3. So 1, 2, the other one also from here. You measure 120 from here. 120 is here. 120 is there. You draw a dotted line. Then you repeat the same. You measure the distance. And there you are. You have drawn, you have completed what you are expected to do. Solve 5 over this, hence raise to the integral values as satisfy the inequality. Kwa hivyo hapa tuko na hii section from hapa mpaka mahali tunafikia less than. Kwa hivyo tunachukua the first section from here up to here na kuanzia hapa mpaka hapa. Mahali tuko na hii sign nyingine less or equal. So tunaenda ku solve the first part, that is 5 over 3 minus 2x is less 1 minus 2 over 5 over 3x. That is the first part we do. Kwanza naweza taka tutoa hii fraction. Unatoa fraction aje? LCM ni 3. So you multiply 3 by every term. This is the first term, another term, this is another term, and this is another term. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So multiply by the LCM is 3 by every term. So if you multiply here, times 3, we will have 5. Times 3 here, 5. Times 3 here, times 3 here, times 3 here. So we will have 5 minus 6x is less 3 minus 2x. Now hatuna fraction tena. Umeona? The next thing is that like terms together. Hii ikuje hapa, hii iende hapa. So negative 6x plus 2x is less or equal to, hii ikuje pande hii 3 minus 5. Kwa sababu hii kifuka hapa inakuwa negative. So hapa tutakuwa na negative 4x is less 3 minus this itakuwa minus 2. Our value yenye ina contain x is negative. So we are going to divide by negative 4. Siku zote ambazo ukidivide by a negative value na una deal with inequalities, the sign of this inequality will change. Immediately we divide with a negative number here. So divide by negative 4. So our x is going to be, this one will change kwa sababu divide by a negative. So ilikuwa less, sasa itakuwa greater. Hii itakuwa positive, itakuwa a half. Umesikia venye nimesema kweli? Siku zote ambao ukidivide by a negative na coefficient of x na una deal with inequalities, the sign inabadilika. Hii ilikuwa less, sasa itakuwa greater kwa sababu umedivide by na negative number. Sasa tunachukua the second part. The second part ni kuanzia hapa mpaka hapa na hapa mpaka hapa. So that is now 2x. Sorry, not 2x. 1 minus 2 over 3x is less or equal to 2 minus x. So again, let us remove this fraction here. We multiply, LCM hapa ni 3. Hapa ni over 1 over 1 over 1, LCM 3. So times 3, this term times 3 times 3 times 3. Hiyo tatupea hapa itakuwa 3 minus 2x is less or equal, hapa itakuwa 6, hapa itakuwa 3x. Sawa? So like terms together, tulete hii hapa, itakuwa negative 2x, hii kikuja hii itakuwa plus 3x is less or equal to, hii kikuja pande itakuwa 6 minus 3. So tutakuwa na x, because negative 2 plus 3 itakuwa 1 positive x is less or equal to 3. So now we have our two values of x. Sasa let us combine this value of x and this one. So tuko na hii nasema x is less than or equal to 3 na tuko na hii x is greater than. Now I want you to know that x is greater than a half. Hii ndio ndogo, so tunaanza na hii. Is greater is the same as, tukianza na a half, hii sign inabadilika, so itakuwa a half is less than x. X is greater than a half is the same as a half is less than x. Unaelewana na wewe kweli? Kwamba x ndio tuko nayo hapa. X is greater than a half. Ndio, si ni ukweli? What does that mean? It means that a half is less than x. So it means a half is less than x. So tunaenda kuicombine hivi. A half is less than x and this x is less or equal to 3. Sasa tumeifanya moja. Sawa? So sasa tunaangalia the integral values that are here. The integral values that is inside here, this one I have is not included kwa sababu ni less than. So we are going to have from a number that is here is 1, 2, and 3, because 3 is included, is less or equal to. So these are the integral values. So you write the integral values are 1, 2, and 3. Those are the integral values. The size of two interior angles of an irregular polygon, each measuring 90 degrees, or the other remaining interior angles each measure 150. Determine the number of sides of the polygon. Very good. Tunajua the sum of interior angles of a polygon is given by, there is two formulas, n minus 2 times 180, or there is this one that we use 2n minus 4 times 90. You use either, you get the correct answer. This is the formula for getting the sum. Sum ni ukiongeza interior angles zote za a polygon, hizi ndio interior angles. These angles, when you add, the formula is this one. So hapa tumeambiwa this irregular polygon, two of them is going to be 90, and the rest is going to be 150. So now the sum, which is 2n minus 2 times 180, is going to be, number 1 tuko na mbili ambazo ni 90, so itakuwa 90 hiyo ni moja times 2. We add, sawa. Hii nini iko na n sides. Hii regular polygon iko na n sides. Already tuko na sides mbili. Tunajua 90. So hizo ni sides mbili. So what will be the remaining sides? The remaining sides ni n minus 2, because already mbili ziko na ngapi? Ziko na 90. So n minus 2 ndio zile zimebaki. Na each of them iko na 150. So now we multiply. That this one is 180 plus 150 minus 300 is equal to 180 minus 300. 180n, like terms together. This is 150n. So tutapata 180n minus 150n will be equal to 180 plus 360 minus 300. 30n is equal to 240 divided by 30 divided by 30. So n is going to be 8. So the number of sides is 8. In a race, Kcse maintained an average speed of 5 meters per second. When he was 300 meters to the finishing line, Mutunga was 50 meters behind him. However, Mutunga finished the race 10 minutes ahead of Kcse. Determine the Mutunga's average speed. So let us get their distance they were running. This is the starting point, and this is the finish. Start. So after running for some time, Kcse was here. So up to somewhere here, amepakisha 10 minutes, 10 meters amalize. So alikuwa 300 meters from here up to here, 300 meters, akipakisha 10 meters amalize. Akiwa hii distance 300 meters apakishe 10 meters, huyu anaitwa Mutunga alikuwa 50 meters behind. So huyu ni Mutunga. Mutunga alikuwa 50, akiwa hapa alikuwa 50 meters behind, na huyu Kcse alikuwa 300 meters mbele yake, na alikuwa amepakisha 10 meters yafike mwisho, finishing point. Very good. Now, so kama Mutunga ako hapa, Mutunga ili amalize atakuwa amekava 50, amekava 300 na amekava 10. So atakuwa amekava distance of 360 meters. Umeona hivyo? Very good. So distance covered by Mutunga tumepata ni 360 meters. Lakini huyu alikava 300. So na tuko na speed yake, so we can get the time he took. So time for Kcse is simply 300 meters from here up to here divided by 5, which gives us 60 seconds. But it is the same time Mutunga atachukua amalize. Sawa? So time, so speed for Mutunga is equal distance over speed for Mutunga is equal time over what? Over speed, distance over speed. No, time. Time for Mutunga equal distance over speed, which is x. So, but at the time they are taking the same time, 60. So 60 seconds is equal to the distance, which is 360 for Mutunga, divided by the speed, which we are looking for, the value of x. So times x times x. So 60x is going to be 360 divided by 60 divided by 60. So x equal to 6 meters per second. So Mutunga's speed is 6 meters per second. 60 meters per second. Simplify. This one you simply need to expand. So I want to show how to expand this this is square. So 4, it will be 16 plus upper ni 2y times 4, 8y times 2 is 16y, and then plus 4y square minus into bracket 4y square, hapa katikati itakuwa 2y times 4, 8 times 2, 16, itakuwa minus 16y, and then plus 16, you cross. So this 16 plus 16y plus 4y square minus, open now the bracket, 4y square, this one will be plus 16y minus 16. So you realize that this one and this one will die, will finish because it is 0. Another that will finish is this, and this will be 0. So we have 16y plus 16y, which is equal to 32y. A table is sold for Kenya shilling this, a chair this. A sales earns a commission of 8 on every table, a chair. On a certain week, he sold 3 more chairs than tables, and his total earnings were this. Determine the number of chairs he sold. The number, so you let the number of tables be x. So chairs itakuwa x plus 3 because chairs there were 3 more. Very good. So we know how to calculate the commission. So we start the commission for sold at a table. So we start the commission for a chair. Commission for a table is 8. And 8 on every table. So 8 over 100, that is the commission, times 45. So that is the commission, times the number of tables, which were x. So then we add the commission for the chairs. The commission was 5 over 100 times each was 2,000 times the number of chairs, which were x plus 3. This one will give us a total of 38, 39, 80. So you solve this one like that. You will find that it is 360 x plus this and this, 100x plus 300. The answer is 39. The answer is 3980. Like times together, this one will go there. So we'll have 460x is equal to, if you subtract this one there, this is equal to 3980 minus 300. 460x is equal to 36 80. You divide by both sides by 460. Divide by both sides by 460. So x is going to give us 8. X is value of 8. But we were asked to determine the number of chairs is sold that week. So number of chairs ilikuwa ni x plus 3. So our x is 8 plus 3 and 11. So you would have sold 11 chairs. A translation T maps A -6 to onto A prime 3 5. Determine the translation factor B. Translation factor, that is from to the last topic. Na kuomba uende uangalie kidogo. Translation just is an addition. So let the translation T be xy. So if the translation is P, then xy, we add the object. This is the object and this is the image. Remember the formula that says image is equal to object plus the translation. That is form 2 work. Your image is equal to object plus the translation. Now, in translation xy plus the object -6 2 will give us the image 3 5. So now we can get the x, this one. This one is simply xy is equal to 3 5. Ikuja pande itakuwa minus 6 2. So xy is simply that 3 minus this is going to be 9. This is 3 minus 6. It will be positive 9. 5 minus 2, 3. So my translation T is equal to 9 3. Or you write it in column factor like this, whichever. A point P prime is an image of P under T. Determine the coordinates of P. Formula nimekupea that. In object plus translation, the answer is the image. So now we don't have the object. Let the object be x, y, plus the translation we have gotten 9 3. It will give us the image, which is -4 2. So we wanted this one. What do we do? So xy, that the image will be -4 2. Ikienda hapa itakuwa 9 3. Subtract. So -4 -9, the answer is -13. 2 minus 3, the answer is -1. So the P is simply -13, -1. 2 marks for free. The cost of 1 liter of a petrol is this. Johnny's vehicle covers 12 kilometers on 1 liter petrol. He uses this on petrol to travel from A to B. Jenny's vehicle consumes these liters of petrol for every 100 kilometers traveled. Calculate the amount of money that Jenny would use to travel from A to B on the same road. So the distance from A to B is actually very easy to get. Kama natumia shilling 100 for 12 kilometers, so we would ask kama alispend 280, use this one so that we can get the distance. We will ask 2805 shillings. Utakuwa umetravel distance kiasi gani? 2805 times 12 divided by 110, na hiyo inatupea distance of 366 kilometers. 306 kilometers. Kwa hivyo the distance from A to B ni 306 kilometers. So let us now look at the liters used. So 12.5 liters anatumia kwa kilometers ngapi? 100 kilometers. Kwa hivyo tunauliza 3 or 6 kilometers alikuwa ametumia how many liters? So it is 3 or 6 times 12.5 you divide by 100, na hiyo itatupea 38.25 liters. So atakuwa ametumia 38.5 liters. Lakini tunajua kwamba 1 liter is equal to 110 shillings. Sawa? So tutauliza 38.25 liters itakuwa how many Kenya shillings? So ni 38.25 times 110 divided by 1, na itatupea Kenya shilling 4207.50 cents. So atatumia Kenya shilling 4207 amalize safari yake. Solve for theta in this one. Sin 2 theta minus 15 is equal cos 3 theta. I want you to know, ujue kwamba sine and cosine, these are called complementary angles. These are complementary. So they add up to 90 degrees. So a sine plus this, ukitaka kujaribu for example, sin 40 plus cos 60. Hizo sine mbili they are complementary. So you need to know that whenever you see a cos and a sine, you add them. So sine 2 theta minus 15 plus cos 3 theta, the answer should be 90. Hiyo ndio nataka ujue. So now once umeweka 90, you remove the signs, the cosine and the sine. So we have 2 theta minus 15 plus 3 theta, the answer is 90. So 2 theta plus 3 theta, we have 5 theta minus 15, the answer is 90. So 5 theta is equal 105 divided by 5 divided by 5. So theta is equal 105 divided by 5, and this one is going to be 21 degrees. So theta is 21 degrees. Line AB, this is a construction. Allow me not to do that because of time. Ali left Mombasa for Nairobi Tuesday. He arrived at Motito one day after 3 hours, 12 minutes. He stayed in Motito one day for 36 hours and then left for Nairobi. It took 5 hours, 25 minutes to arrive in Nairobi. Determine the day and the time in hours. In 12 hours system, Ali arrived Nairobi. Kwa hivyo let us total time taken. Total time taken. Alichukua 3 hours 12 minutes, so kuna 3 hours. Nimeacha kwanza minutes plus 36 hours. And then there is 5 hours. So I'm adding now the 12 minutes plus 25 minutes. So we have these minutes. This one is in minutes. So the total here is 47. If you add this one, the total is going to be 37 minutes. 44 hours, 37 minutes. That is the total time it took. Maybe unashangaa nimefuata aje 44. Ni 36 00 plus 3 12 plus 5 25, then plus nimeongeza 3 12 36 5. Kiongeza hiyo yote itakuwa 44 37. So this is hours and this is minutes. So alianza safari yake 8:30 am. So tukiongeza 44 37 tunapata 7 6, we put 0 67, we carry 1 hour. This is 47 hours. So atakuwa amechukua 4707 hours. we want to put this one in 24 clock system, so it is 4707 minus 24. Hiyo inakuwa ni 7031 32. 23 ni saa ngapi? In this is hours, so in 12 clock system hiyo ni saa 5 usiku na dakika 7 pm. Siku hiyo ilikuwa the following day usiku, kwa hivyo ilikuwa Tuesday, so itakuwa Wednesday. The height of a cone is this: a frustum whose volume is 1/8 of the volume of the cone is cut off. Determine the height of the frustum. So let the volume of the small cone be x. So the volume of the frustum equal to 1/8. So volume of the big cone itakuwa ni 1/8 plus x, and that one should give us the total volume, the whole cone. Yes, so x is equal to 1 minus 1/8, and that one is 7/8. So the volume of the big cone is equal to 7/8. The volume of the big cone. So volume scale factor is equal to 7/8, which is the same as 8:7 in ratio form. 8:7 in ratio form. So linear scale factor is equal to the cube root of volume scale factor. So linear scale factor is equal to the cube root of 8/7. The cube root of it will give us the linear scale factor, and this one will be equal to the height, which is 12, that of big over small. We are determining the height of the over x. So this one is going to be 1.046 equal to 12/x. So x is 11.48. So the height of the frustum is equal to 12 minus 11.48, and that one is 0.5224 centimeters. Solve for x here. So andika hii number in the form of 2 to base 2. So we will have 2 raised to power 3 into x plus 1 minus 2 3x minus 1 equal to 120. So now let us simplify this. This simply means 2 raised to power 3x plus 3 minus 2 3x minus 1 is equal to 120. So this simply means 2 raised to power 3x times 2 raised to power 3 minus 2 raised to power 3x minus means division, 2 raised to power 1 equal to 120. So let 2 3x by. So mahali popote kuna 2 raised to power 3x unaweka y. Now we are going to have y times 8 minus y divided by 2 is equal to 120. So 8y minus y over 2 equal to 120. Multiply this one everywhere. We are going to have 16y minus y equal to 120. Hii 2 nimeitoa hapa chini, you multiply times 2 times 2 times 2 inakuwa 16y, y 240. Inakuwa 240. Now we have 16y minus y, the answer is 240. So 15y is equal to 240. So y is equal to 16. Y is equal to 16. But we said that y is equal to 2x, 2 raised to power 3x. So meaning 16 is equal to 2, 3x. But we can write 16 in form of 2 or to base 2. That is 2 raised to power 4 equal to 2, 3x. So the bases are the same, we ignore them. 4 equal to 3x. So the value of x is divided by 3 divided by 3. Therefore, x is equal to 4 over 3, which is the same as 1 over 3. X is 4 over 3, which is the same as 1 over 3. A curve is given by y is that find the gradient function. So the gradient function is dy over dx, yani you differentiate. So if we differentiate this one, itakuwa na hii 3 power itakuja hapa ikuwe 6x, itakuwa 6, 3 times 2 is 6, and then x minus that one itakuwa 2. Sawa? Minus this power ya 3 itarudi huku ikuwe negative 3 times 2 itakuwa negative 6, x raised to power 1, and then minus hii ni power 1 itakuwa 12. So this is the gradient function. Determine the equation of the normal to the curve at a point this, if in the form of this, where m and c are constants. So first, let us get the gradient at x when x is 1. So the gradient is x. This is the gradient function, so we will substitute 1 where we have x. 1 square minus 6, 1 minus 12, and the gradient is negative 12. So if the gradient is negative 12 for the curve, then the gradient of the normal, because they are perpendicular, the gradient of the normal, the gradient of normal will be the reciprocal of this, which is that is 1 over 12 positive, so that when we multiply this and this, the answer is negative 1. We know perpendicular gradient, when you multiply, is negative 1. So now we have the gradient of the normal, and we have also with the gradient is equal 1 over 12. The point is 1, negative 1, and the general point is xy. So gradient we know is change in y over change in x. So y, that is y minus 1 x. So y minus 1 is going to be positive, we know that. So itakuwa y plus 1 over x minus 1, that is 1 over 12. So this times this, we will have 12y plus 12 equal to this times that, x minus 1. 12y is equal to x minus 1 minus 12. So 12y is equal to x minus 13. Divided by 12, divided by 12, divided by 12. So y is equal to 1 over 12x minus 13 over 12. So this equation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. This equation is in that form. A factory bags fruit jam in a cylindrical tin of radius 5 centimeters and height 15 centimeters. The tins are then packed into a rectangular cartons, each measuring 60 centimeters long, 30 centimeters wide, and 30 centimeters high. Determine the maximum number of tins that can be packed in one carton. So first, let us get the volume of the tin itself. So volume of the tin, we know tin is a cylinder, so it is pi r square h, which is 22 over 7 times r, the radius is 5 times height, which is 15. This one gives us 178.57 centimeters. So let us get the volume of the carton. Volume of the carton. It is 60 times 30 times 30. So to get how many tins, number of tins equal to the volume of the carton, that is 60 times 30 times 30, you divide by the volume of one tin, which is 117.857, and this one will give you a maximum of 45 tins. So we will have 45 tins in that carton. An empty carton and empty tin weigh this and that respectively. The jam packed in one tin weigh this. A pickup which can carry a maximum of this kg is used to transport the jam. Determine the maximum number of cartons the pickup can carry. So first let us get the mass. The mass of a packed carton. One carton itakuwa 56 grams, yes, plus 30, that is one tin. In empty carton, in empty tin, but there are 45 tins, so times 45, plus the jam packed in one tin weighs this. So one tin also weigh this, the jam itself. So 990 times 45 tins. This one will give us 58.61 grams, which is the same as 58.61 kg. So number of cartons. So if the car packed a maximum of 600, then the cartons will be 600 kg divided by 58.61. This is one carton, and this one will give us 10 cartons. The factory delivered a pickup full of cartons of jam together to a retailer. The factory sells 1 carton to a retailer for Kenya shillings this. The retailer sells each carton, each tin as is. Calculate the percentage profit made by the retailer. So let us see the the buying price of by the retailer. This is the buying price. There were 10 cartons. Each carton is 28, so times 2, 2880. So huyu ananunua na ngapi? Ananunua na Kenya shillings 28,800. Hiyo ni buying price. So wacha tuone yeye anauza aje huyu retailer selling price. They were 10 cartons. Na each carton it has 45 tins. So times 45. Each tin huyu anauza 110. So times 110. So unapata total pesa atauza ni 49 shilling 49,500. Now profit, percentage profit equal to profit divided by the original, the buying price, times 100. So let us get the profit itself is 49,500 minus 28,800. That one gives us 207. That is the profit. So the percentage now is 20,700 divided by the buying price, which is 28,800. You multiply with 100. And this one gives us 71.875%. The length of each side of an equilateral triangle ABC is 10 centimeters. Calculate the area of the triangle correct to 2 decimal places. Equilateral triangle is a triangle whose all sides are what? Are equal. So this one is equilateral triangle. All sides are equal. And the side is 10. Equilateral triangle, each angle here is 60. That is the information you should have. Equilateral triangle, each angle is 60 degrees so that they can add up to 180. So it is very easy. We can use now the area of a triangle is given by a half times side sine theta, which is equal to a half times 10 times sine 60, because the angle here is 60. Which is the same as 43.30 centimeters square. Or you can use Hero's formula. Area is equal to the square root of S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, where S is the perimeter, that is 10 plus 10 plus 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 15. So area is equal to the square root of 15 times 15 minus 10 times 5 times 5 times 5. And this one will give you 43.30 centimeters square. So N can give you the answer. The triangle APC in A above forms a base of a solid triangular pyramid VABC. The perpendicular height of the triangle is this. Calculate the volume of the pyramid. So this one is forming a triangle at the base. So there is this one, there is that one, yes, and there is, so it forms a pyramid like that. So the height of the pyramid is 15. So calculate the volume of the, but you know that a volume of a pyramid is the same as the volume of a cone, which is a third base area, a third times base area times height. A third times base area times height. We have calculated the base area. One triangle is this area, so which is a third times the base area, which is 43.3 times the height 15, and this one gives us 216.50 centimeters cube. The pyramid VAPC in this above is recast into a cone of base radius 3.5. Calculate to correct to 2 decimal places the height of the cone. So the volume of this pyramid and the volume of the cone will be the same, kwa sababu hii mabati hii pyramid ndio imekunjwa ama ikakuwa reformed ikatengeneza the cone. Therefore the volume, they are going to have the same volume. Hiyo ndio kitu tunafaa kujua hapo. But tunajua the volume, we know that the volume of a cone is given by pi a third pi r square h. That's what we know, by r square h. But this volume is the same as 216.5 kwa sababu volume na ni same. So tunataka the calculate the height that we want h. So we are going to say that 216.5 is equal to a third times 22/7 times the radius 3.5 times 3.5 times the height. Do we have the height? We don't have. We are looking for the height. We are looking for the height. This is 216.5 will be equal to, you calculate everything here, you will have 12.833h. So h you divide by both sides by 12.833. So h is equal to 16.87 centimeters. So that is the height of the cone. The surface area of the cone. How do you get the surface area of the cone? Surface area of a cone is given by r square plus pi r l. So if this is a cone, to get the total surface area of this cone, first we calculated the curved surface area. This is the curved surface area. This one. Hii kitu yenye imesunguka hii hapa juu, hii ni curved surface area. Formula yake ni hii. Alafu hapa chini kuna circle. We know area of a circle is pi r square. So tunaongeza hizo mbili, inatengeneza the total surface area. But before now we calculate, we must find the L, this height here, this slant height we don't have. But that is the first thing we should get. Now this one we get it like this. Here there is a height ambayo tumepata 16 kutoka hapa mpaka hapa. Kutoka mpaka hapa tuko na radius 3.5 lakini hatuna hii. So we use Pythagoras theorem to get that slant height because we need it here. We are looking for the slant height. Here is 3.5. Here is 16.87. So how do we get that? We use Pythagoras theorem. Slant height square equal to 16.87 square plus 3.5 square, which is equal to 296.85 is equal to L square. So L equal to 17.23. You square root both sides, you get 17.23, and that is the slant height. Now to tukishapata the slant height, we apply our formula. Pi, that is 22/7 times radius 3.5 square plus curved surface area, which is 22/7
times radius 3.5 times 17.23. So this one will give us 8.5 plus, and this one back up it to be 9.53. So when you add, you get that the total surface area is 228.03 centimeters square. So kitu ya maana kwa hesabu ni kushika formulas. Imagine you don't know this formula, you don't know how to calculate the slant height using the Pythagoras theorem, so it becomes a challenge. Elim School bought 35 textbooks and 35 exercise books for Kenya shilling 13,500 from a bookshop. From bookshop A. From the same bookshop, Soma School bought 21 textbooks, 38 exercise books, and spent Kenya shillings 1,300 less than Elim. So, Soma wataspend 1,300, so tuna subtract hapa 1,300. Hiyo ndio pesa Soma walifanya nini? Walispend. So let us form the two representing the above information, using X to represent exercise textbook, Y to represent the price of an exercise book. So we are going to say for Elimu they spend, that is 25. Textbook we are using X plus 35, Y exercise books, and they spend 13,500. That is the first equation. The second equation, these ones, they spend 21, they put 21 X plus 38 Y, and they spend 13 less, so subtract 13 here, you will find it is 12,200. That is equation 2. So those are the two equations that you are supposed to make and get 2 marks. Use matrix method to determine the price of each item. Matrix. So matrix, weka hizi namba venye ziko hapa, usichange anything, itakuwa 25, 35, 21, 38, X, Y equal to 13,500, 12,200, like that. Kutoka hapo, the next thing tunatafuta ni determinant. Determinant tunapiga the leading diagonal, this one we call the leading diagonal, minus this diagonal, secondary diagonal. So it is 38 times 25 minus 21 times 35. That one gives us the determinant, and our determinant is 215. So the next thing we calculate is the inverse. Inverse equal to 1 over the determinant, 1 over 215, into, now you change this one, hii 38 inakuja hapa, 25 inakuja huku. So tuna change hiyo kwanza, 38, 25. Hizi the second diagonal una change the sign. Kama ilikuwa positive inakuwa negative, kama ilikuwa negative inakuwa positive. So itakuwa negative 21, itakuwa negative 35. So by so doing, ukipiga hii times hii umepata the inverse. So our inverse equal to, this times itakuwa 38 over 250, 38 over 250 over 215, negative 35 over 215, negative 21 over 215, and 25 over 215, and that is our inverse. So the next thing, you pre-multiply the inverse with the first and this one. That is now 38 over 215, negative 35 over 215, negative 21 over 215, 25 over 215, which is our inverse. You multiply with this one, that is 25, 35, 21, 38, xy, and then you do the same here, that is 38 over 215, negative 35 over 215, this one negative 21 over 215, and then 25 over 215. This one you multiply with this one, that is 13,500 and 12,200. So inverse times a matrix, the answer is going to be the identity matrix. So it's going to be the identity matrix. So I is the identity matrix, xy is equal to, now you multiply this times this times this. You add that, you will get x equal to 400. This one times this. You use a calculator. Negative 21 over 250 times 13,500. You put that question answer kando, and then 225 over 215 times this. You add. You get the answer as y equal to 100. So one textbook was 400 and one exercise book was 100 bob. In our bookshop B, the cost of the textbook was 5% less than that of exercise book, was 5 more than that in bookshop A. Kasuku school bought the same number of textbooks and exercise books as Elim school in bookshop B. Calculate the difference in the amount spent by Kasuku school in Elim school. So one textbook is going to be, wameondolewa 5% from 100, so itabaki 95%. 95% is the same as 95 over 100 times. The price was 400, so one textbook is 400, so times 400 tuone watanunua na ngapi. So watanunua na 380 shillings. Wataondolewa hiyo 20 bob. Exercise book, one exercise book wataongezewa 5% more, so that is 105 over 100 times ilikuwa 100, so watanunua na 105 exercise book moja. So tunataka kuona wataspend how much. So Kasuku school spent 25 times 380, kwa sababu walinunua vitabu the same which they were 25, and then plus 105 times 1 and times 1 times how many books? 35. So the total they spent is 13,175. Yes. So what is the difference from what they spent here? Here they spent 13,500, here they are spending 13,175. So the difference is that 13,500 minus 13,500, and the difference is Kenya shillings 325. The figure below is a quadrilateral triangle, a quadrilateral figure ABCD, in which AB is 8 cm, PC is 6 cm, CD and AD are equal, tumeonyeshwa hivyo. Angle this one is 70 and angle this one is 50. Calculated to correct one decimal place the length of AC, So the first thing, join A and C. Now we have two triangles. We have two triangles from this kite. Now, calculate the length AC to two decimal places. But we can see, so if this one is A, using the sine and the cosine rule, now we are going to use the cosine rule. This one is going to be A, this one is B, this one is going to be small b, this one is C, this one is going to be small c, the opposite. So now we are going to use the cosine rule. So we want b square. So b square, this one here, b square is equal to be a square plus c square minus 2ac cos b, because we have cos b here. So now this one b square is this 6 square, 8 square plus 6 square minus 6 times 8 cos 70. This one will be now. When you multiply everything here, you are going to have, so b, I'm going to step by step. So inatupea 32.833, that is b square. So now we want b. So b is the square root of this, square root of 100 minus 32.833, and that one gives us the square root of 67.166. So b equal to 8.2 centimeters to 1 decimal place. To 1 decimal place. The length DC. Now we want to calculate the length DC, right? DC is very simple. We can use Pythagoras, the Pythagoras theorem, or the sine and the SOHCAHTOA. We can use the SOHCAHTOA. So let me sketch this one. So we will have this here. This is right angle triangle here. So we want to get DC, but we know from here up to here is 8.2, meaning from here up to here is 4.1. Here is 4.1 and here is 4.1. Ninajua kutoka hapa mpaka hapa, na hii angle ni 2050. So aka peke yake ni 20 what? 25. So una extract hiyo right angle triangle. Sawa? C D. Here is 25. Here is 4.1. Sawa? Sasa utashinda kupata hii, unatumia SOHCAHTOA. Sawa? We are going to use the sine. So sine theta, which is sine 25, is equal to opposite. Remember we are here. So the opposite is 4.1 over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is this h here, over h. So we want h times h times h. So h equal to 4.1 divided by sine 25. So h is equal to 9.7 centimeters. H is equal to 9.7 centimeters. So you use Pythagoras. So tunasimama 25 hapa. This is going to be the opposite. This one is the hypotenuse. This here is the adjacent for this. The size of angle BAD. The size of angle BAD, this angle here. But before we get that one, we can get angle. This angle BAC. Or we can get it all. So we know we can now use the sine rule. We know that B over sine B is equal to A over sine A. We want A. But we have A, we have B, and we have sine B. We have B. That means B is 8.2. We have B. from here up to here is 80.2 divided by sine 70. This will be equal to A 6 divided by sine A. Now we are looking for sine A. You cross multiply 8.2 sine A is equal to 6 sine 70. You cross multiply. So sine A we divide by 8.2 both sides. So sine A is equal to, unafinya calculator hii, utapata ni 0.68757. Lakini tunataka A, so tunatafuta the sine inverse of this. So A equal to sine inverse 0.68757. Sine inverse unachukua calculator yako. Calculator ndio hii. To kuplace sine inverse unafinya shift alafu sine. And then unaweka 0. Whatever you want to get the angle, you get the angle. So sine inverse ni shift sine, or sine cos inverse ni hivi, tan inverse the same like that. Now this one gives us, so angle A is 43.4 degrees, but that one is just this angle here, this angle here. Yes, 43, but we wanted this the whole this angle. Hapa ni 50 na hii equal, so 50 minus 180 ni 130. 130 divided by 2 ni 65. 130 divided by 2. Yeah, so hapa ni 65, hapa ni 65. So 65 plus 43.4 itakuwa 104. So the angle here, the total angle will be 43.4 plus 65. Na inatupea 108.4. So the required angle is 108.4 degrees. Calculate the area of the quadrilateral ABC correct to 1 decimal place. We want now to calculate the area of the whole thing. To calculate the area of this triangle ABC, we add the area of triangle ADC. So area of ABC plus area of ACD, which is equal to a half times side 6 times 8, 6 times 8 times sine cos sine 70, sine 70, and then plus 1/2 times, from here up to here tumepata ni 9.7, kutoka mpaka hapa is the same, 9.7 times 9.7 cos 50, cos 50. This one will give us will give us 22.55, the first one, plus 36.04, and the total area is 58.6 centimeters square to 1 decimal place. Solve for x. Ukitaka kuexpand hii kwa urahisi, the square, okay, you can square it into, and you can do it in two ways. Ya kwanza, hii square, hiyo square hapa itakuwa x square, and then negative 4 times x, that's negative 4x. Negative 4x times 2 is negative 8x, so itakuwa negative 8x, and then negative 4 square is plus 16. Lakini ukiona hiyo ni ngumu, kitufanya ni unafungua tu venye tunafungua kwa negative x 4 x minus 4 x minus 4. Unafungua moja moja. This is the same as x into x minus 4 and then minus 4 into x minus 4. Unafanya hivyo. Hii times itakuwa x square, hii times itakuwa negative 4x, hii times itakuwa negative 4x, hii times itakuwa 16. So x square minus itakuwa minus itakuwa 8x plus 16. Unaona inafanana na hii. So unaweza tumia hiyo kama hujui kufungua na hii. So is equal to, so we open this one. This times this, we are going to have 2x square. This times this plus 7x. Negative 8 times 2x is going to be negative 16x. Negative 8 times positive 7 is going to be negative 56. The next thing now, to like terms together, hii tuzipeleke pande. So we are going to have, I'm taking this one from the left side to the right side. So right side itabaki for 2x square minus, kwa sababu hii ikienda pande hii itakuwa negative x square. And then hapa tulikuwa na plus 7x minus 16x. Nichukue hii ikifuka hapa itakuwa plus 8x. Alafu kulikuwa na 56. Nikichukua hii ikuje huku itakuwa minus 16 is equal to 0. Now like times together, hii na hii itabaki x square. Hii na hii itabaki x. Hii na hii itabaki negative 72 equal to 0. Safuta namba 2 ambayo product yake, product negative 72, sum ni negative 1. The numbers is 9 and 8. But 1 must be negative, so 9 is going to be negative. Now tunakuwa na x square minus 9x plus 8x minus 72 equal to 0. Negative 9x plus 8 sitabaki negative 1x. Yeah, ndio sasa na make sure inaingiana hivyo. Now tuna group hizi mbili namna hii. The common factor here is x into x minus 9 plus the common factor here is 9, so is 8. So 8 into x minus 9 equal to 0. Now tukishafanya hivyo, hii na hii inafanana, tunachukua moja alafu tunaunganisha hii x plus 8 x minus 9 equal to 0. So now it means that x plus 8 equal to 0 or x minus 9 equal to 0. So it means x is equal to negative 8 or x is equal to 9. And you get your values there. Joyce cycled 6 kilometers from his home to school at an average speed of this. Peter walked 2.4 kilometers from his home to school at an average speed of x kilometers per hour. Peter took 16 minutes less than John. Determine the time in minutes that John took to reach the school. So we can get time taken by John. But we know time is equal distance over speed. So which is the distance is 6 kilometers for John na speed yake ilikuwa 2x minus 3. So that is time. Time taken by Peter. Peter took 2.4 kilo. It is 2.4 kilometers divided by the speed, which is x. But by so doing, nani alifika mapema? From home na vile. Peter took 6 minutes less than John. Kwa hivyo, huyu alichukua 6 minutes less. Hivyo huyu alichukua more time. So tukichukua time ya John, to subtract time ya Peter, tutapata the answer is 16 minutes. That's what it means. So time for John, 6 over 2x minus 3. We subtract 2.4 over x for Peter, time for Peter. The answer should be 16. 16 is in minutes. Now we can put it in hours. divided by 60. So by so doing now, we get the LCM. I can get the LCM of this first on this side. This one is going to be x into 2x minus 3, that is LCM. Kwa hivyo hii inakuja mara moja, tutakuwa na 6x minus hii inaisha na hii, so tutakuwa na 2.4 into 2x minus 3. So tunakuwa na 6x minus 2, this is itakuwa 4.8 x minus hii times hii itakuwa 7.2, and then divide by the LCM, which is x square, 2x square minus 3x, which is equal to 16 over 60. So naweza like terms hapa together, ama tutoe we can cancel this 4 here, 4 here, 15. Now we can cross multiply everything like this, that. So 15 times this, we will have 90. X minus 15 times 4.8, 72x, plus 15 times this, we will have 108 is equal to 2x squared times this, we are going to have 8x squared minus this times this, we are going to have 12x. After that, now we like terms together, we subtract this and bring this here. We are going to have 8x squared plus 72 equal to, 18x plus 72 is going to be 8x squared minus 12x. Let us write terms together again. Hii ikikuja pande, so tunaenda kuwa na 8x squared. Hii naenda hapa itakuwa subtraction, so itakuwa negative 108x. Hapana, itakuwa negative 30x, and then minus 108. Kumbuka hapa tulikuwa na 90x minus 72x ni 18x, sawa? Plus 108 is equal to 8x squared minus 12. Sasa tuka like terms together, so nikaanza na hii 8x, hii ikikuja pande hii itakuwa 18x minus 12x minus 18x itakuwa negative 30x. 108 iko positive hapa, ikifuka hii side itakuwa minus, is equal to 0. Na kufika hapo tunaweza solve tukitumia the quadratic formula. So x is going to be, also we can even simplify this further. This one will be divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, so which is going to be 4x squared minus 15x minus 50. 4 is equal to 0. It's going to be easier that way. So x is going to be 15 plus minus, using the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is equal to minus b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. That is the quadratic formula. So x equal to negative times negative itakuwa 15 plus minus square root of 15 square minus 4 times 4. Our a is 4. Our a is 4 times c. Our c is negative 54. Negative 54. And then divide by 8. So this one will give us x is equal to negative 2.25 or 6. But x, what is x speed? So we take speed to be positive, so we take the one that is positive, which is, so x is equal to 6. So lengo ilikuwa to determine the time in minutes that John took. So John alikuwa na travel 6 kilometers. So ilikuwa 6 kilometers divided by the speed now is going to be 2 times 6 minus 3. So it's going to be 6/9. But this one is in minutes. So times 60 to this is in hours. We convert to minutes. So 2, 3 here, 2, 3 here, 3. 3 once, 3 here, 20. So John took 40 minutes. The masses of 40 adults who attended the health clinic were recorded as follows. Complete the frequency distribution table below for the above 4 marks. Starting, the class size is 5, starting with the class 40 to 44. So tumeanziwa na 40 to 44, ni wewe ndio uendelee. From 44 tunaenda 45 to 49, 50 to 54, 55 to 59, 60 because the size, the class interval ni 5. Now to get the frequency, unaanza zile ambazo zote ziko kati ya 40 na 44. 40 na 44 and then you cancel them. So unaenda tu unazitafuta hapa 40 to 44, so unaanza na hii 1 unaitoa. 40 to 44 2 3 4. Umeona simeisha, they are only 4. So the frequency there is 4. You do the same thing, those that are between 45 and 49. So unaangalia tu hapa 45 to 49, 46 moja, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7. So you do the same carefully. Actually ukimake mistake hapo imeisha. Once umemake mistake kwa kutafuta hizi, now baada ya kumaliza lazima umake sure ukiongeza hizi mpaka hapa lazima zifike 40. Hivyo ndio uko sawa. So the next one is 8 because of time. 6, 7, 3, 5. When you add this one, summation F should be 40. Lazima ikuwe 40. So how do you get the midpoint? Midpoint unaongeza 40 plus 44 divided by 2, which is 42. Sasa ukishapata ya kwanza unaongeza 5, 47, 52, 57, 62, 67, 72. That is the midpoint. Fx, now we have f, we have x. You multiply this times this using a calculator very fast. 168, 329. So unaenda and then you get the sum. The sum unaongeza hivi carefully, calculator tena unarudia. Ada ya kwanza na unarudia to make sure that kama umemake mistake umerekebisha. So how do you get the CF? The CF inatoka from the frequency. So the first one is 4. So 4, the next one is 4 plus 7, so, which is 11. The next one is 4 plus 8, which is 19. 19 plus 6, that is how you add. So it is 19 plus the next one, which is 6. Inakupea 25. 25 plus 7, inakupea 32. 32 plus 3, inakupea 35. 35 plus 5, inakupea 40. Kwa hivyo the frequency, the CF, cumulative frequency at the end lazima ikuwe total ya frequency. Hiyo ndio kitu lazima uchunguze. Now after doing that, you will have scored your marks 4 marks. State the model class. The model class ni ile class ambayo iko na highest frequency. Highest frequency. So ukiangalia the highest frequency hapa ni 8. Kwa hivyo the model class is 50 to 54. The model class ni yenye kuna highest frequency. Estimate the mean. Mean x bar is the summation fx, hii yenye tumeongeza hapa fx divided by summation f. Summation hapa ni 225, you divide by f, which is 40, and the answer is 56.25 kg because it was in kilograms, I guess. Yeah, it was in kg. The median used the formula median is equal L plus n over 2 minus c I over f. N is the frequency, is the total frequency. Sum of the the frequency 40. N is 40 divided by 2, and the c is the cumulative frequency above the class. I'm going to show you that, and then f is the frequency and I is the class interval. Lower is the lower limit above the class. So our class is going to be, tulikuwa na 40 divided by 2 itakuwa 20. So we come here, tunaangalia our median lies between 25. Hapa mahali cumulative frequency ni 25. So our class is 55, 59. So the lower limit of 55 is 54.5. So L is 54.5 plus N ni 40. 40 divided by 2 itakuwa 20 minus cumulative frequency above. So hapa class yetu iko 25. So the cumulative frequency above this class is 19. So that is 19 divided by the frequency on that class. The frequency in the same class is 6 divided by 6, and then times the class interval, which is 5. The class interval, which is 5. So this one will give you 55.33 kg. The equation of the curve is given by this. Find the value of y when x is 2. So unachukua the value, the y, and then you substitute. So y equal to 1 over 3. Badala ya x tunaweka negative 2 raised to power 3 minus 1 over 2 x, which is negative 2 raised to power 2 minus 2 negative 2 minus 1 over 3. This one will give us negative 8 over 3 minus 2 plus 4 minus 1 over 3. And the answer is negative 1. The answer is negative 1. So y will be negative 1 when x is negative 2. The equation of the tangent to the curve. So first we have to get the gradient function. So the gradient function is dy over dx. We differentiate this equation, and that one will give us, when you differentiate, itakuja hapa ikuwe 3. 3 times a third itakuwa x. So we have x square minus x minus 2. That is the differentiation. So at x is equal negative 2, we substitute here to get the gradient. So the gradient equal to negative 2 square minus negative 2 minus 2. And the gradient is going to be 4. The gradient is 4. Now we have the gradient and we have the point. So the point is negative 2, negative 1, because y is negative 1 when x is negative 2. The gradient is 4. So the equation is, we take the general, we take that point, and then we take the gradient to form the equation. Now the equation is change in y over change in x, which is y minus minus 1 and x minus minus 2. The answer is 4. Yes. So that's y plus 1 over x plus 2. The answer is 4. So this one is y plus 1 equal to this 4x plus 8. So y is equal to 4x. Hii kikuja peta kwa minus, so plus 7. And that is the equation of the tangent to the curve. That is the equation of the tangent to the curve. Determine the coordinates of the turning points to the curve. At the turning point, the gradient function is equal to 0. At the turning point, dy over dx, which is the gradient function, is equal to 0. So now we have that one, which is x squared minus x minus 2. The answer is 0. We get the value of x there. So this one is going to be x minus 2, x plus 1, the answer is 0. Unatafuta namba mbili, ukimultiply inakupea nini? Inakupea 2, negative 2. Ukiongeza inakuwa negative 1. Which numbers are those? The number is 1, the number is 2, and the number is negative 2, negative 2, 1. Sawa? Yeah, the numbers are these. Ndio maana nimefanya hivyo kwa haraka. So it means x is equal to 2 or x is equal to negative 1. X is equal to 2 or negative 1. So when x is equal to 2, y will be, you substitute now y, this 2 here in this equation to get the value of y. Will be 1 over 3, x is will be 2. Itakuwa positive 2 minus a half 2 square. We are substituting the value of x in this equation to get the value of y. Minus 2 minus 1 over 3, and it gives the negative 3, 2 over 3. That's the final answer. When x is negative 1, then y will be 1 over 3 negative 1 into 3 minus a half negative 1 into 2 minus 2 negative 1 minus a third, and the answer is going to be 5 over 6. 5 over 6. So the turning point now, we have the value of x, the value of y. The value of x, the value of y. So the turning points, tutakuwa na ya kwanza, which is negative 1, 5, 6. And when x is 2, this one is negative 3, 2 over 3. And this one I call the turning points. Thank you very much for your time.